Hi everybody, I'm Susie from Susie Correa Home Tutoring, and I'm going to talk to you today about revision techniques. Now, revision can be really personal to the individual, but for me, I like to make things as brightly coloured and exciting looking as possible, because otherwise it's just not going to go in. Have you ever sat in class and just stared at a textbook, or even at the board, and everything's been the same colour, or there have been no pictures, it's all just been black and white? Or those awful textbooks that have different shades of grey. How boring. I bet that information's not going on very quickly. So, you're going to need some lovely plain paper. You can use coloured paper if you want, but make sure it's light enough for you to be able to write over the top. You're also going to need some really fun colours. You can use Sharpies, as long as you've got something underneath the piece of paper to make sure it doesn't go through. You can use fine liners. They're quite good, but they don't stand out quite as much. Or you can use coloured pencils, especially if you're a little bit arty. Put some good music on, something you enjoy, but not something that's going to stick in your brain to the point where you're not concentrating on what you're writing. Maybe something instrumental. Maybe an instrumental version of your favourite band or singer. And then choose the topic you're going to start with. I'm going to start with music, because that's my favourite. The first thing you're going to do is take a nice clean piece of paper. Now remember, I said that if you're using thick felt tip pens, I suggest you put something underneath. I'm going to put one of my chopping boards underneath, like that. Then you're going to do one of my favourite things in the world, which is a spider diagram. So choose a nice sensible colour or shade, like black. And you're going to pop a nice big circle in the middle. And then you're going to write the name of your topic in the middle. I'm going to write the 7 musical elements. Using the same pen, because I've got 7, I'm going to draw 7 legs on my spider. Poor old spider, he's lost a leg. 1, all different lengths. 2, 3, so you can fit things on. 4, 5, 6, 7. Then we're going to put the boring black pen away. And we're going to choose, for me, 7 other colours. I'm going to start with a nice sharp blue. So, I know that the first of my 7 elements that I need to think about is pitch. And I'm writing in unjoined up writing, because then it's really nice and clear what you've written. You can't possibly make a mistake of what that says. It definitely says pitch. There's not a scribble. I'm going to change colours. I've got a nice bright pink. I'm then going to write rhythm. And you complete all of your points. So whatever your topic is, it doesn't matter. It works for all of them. Decide how many points you need to make and complete them all in all the different colours that you possibly can. Now you've completed the main points of your spider diagram and they're all in lovely colours, you're now going to go back to your boring old black pen or pencil or fine liner. And what we're going to do is we're going to do an extra little leg coming off this. And then we're just going to really briefly explain what that term means. Just a really quick one. We don't need a full sentence. We just need couple of little words, little phrase. So for pitch in music, I'm going to make sure that I write high or low notes. Now, I know that there's a lot more to pitch in music than high or low notes, but this is just revision. This is just to remind me that that's what that term means. I'm then going to do the same for other things. I'm going to do one for dynamics, because that's the next one that I think about. You then, while you're revising, don't have to write things in order. Maybe I've forgotten what rhythm is for the moment, but that's okay. I'm going to skip to dynamics. So dynamics is loud and quiet. I'm going to jump over to tempo. fast and slow. Now I could have written something like speed or volume. That's perfectly fine. It's whatever helps you remember what that term is as fast as possible. When you've completed all of those, we then go on to the next stage. Now that we've got our second layer of information, we're going to go back to the colour that you used to write the feature. And this time, this is very, very subjective. So this is definitely what you think is going to work for you. This is very individual. So you're going to go back to that original colour, so long as they match. Don't start jumbling them up because that will fry your brain. But now you're going to do a little symbol or a picture or possibly a couple of more words to help you remember further what this term means. So I'm going to start with dynamics. Now, because this is music that I'm doing, in music we have lots of symbols on a page, on a score, to help the performer understand how they should be playing, what kinds of sounds they should make. So for dynamics, I've got examples of loud and quiet, so I'm going to draw a forte sign, a piano sign, a crescendo sign, a diminuendo sign. I don't have to write all of them because there isn't space. This is just, as I said before, quick fire little things to help you remember. That might jog your memory. For rhythm, I'm going to draw a crotchet, 2 quavers joined up, and a dotted minim. That's going to help me remember what rhythm's all about. And then for pitch, because it's high and low notes, some people might just draw arrows. That's fine. I'm going to draw a little mini stave like this. And I'm going to draw a low note and a high note, and I'm going to put a little arrow like that and an arrow like that, so that I remember that pitch goes up and down the stave rather than across. Now that I've got my completed spider diagram like this, I can stick this up on a wall somewhere at home. I could take a photo of it and upload it to my laptop and use it as a background, my desktop background, so that I always see it. I could use it as a mouse mat. I could put it in the bathroom next to the mirror so that when I'm brushing my teeth, I'm always having a look at it. It's just to remind yourself of the little things that you might end up forgetting in an exam. And when you're not under pressure, you remember those things. You might remember them in class, you might remember them while you're doing your homework, you might remember them while you're going through your textbook, going, yeah, I know what this is fine. But as soon as you get into the exam, these sometimes are the little things that go whoosh and fly straight out of your head. So if you've constantly got a reminder, and a colourful one at that, if you're sat in the exam, and for our sake we're talking music here, if we're talking GCSE music, and you've been asked to listen to an extract and describe the structure, the texture, and the dynamics, the amount of times I've seen people suddenly describe something completely different because they've forgotten what those terms mean, and they lose so many marks for no reason whatsoever, and they come out of the exam saying, I knew that, why didn't I write that? This will help. Try it for yourself. And remember, you can try it for any topic you like, not just music. I'm just using that as an example. And it's quite fun. Good luck. Let me know in the comments what you think, or if you've got other ways of revising, I'd love to know. See you next time.